Hello, 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 and welcome, my lovely Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love read, a timeless Path of True Love read. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998. Leo rising, Mars conjunct the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hey, guess what? I got a date later tonight. I've been chatting with somebody online. We're meeting for coffee, and he's got angel wings tattooed on his back, apparently. So, you know, sometimes you ask the gods for a sign, and they send it, and you say, okay, let's see. I place the future in the hands of the gods. Just let me get ready for that, right? So very happy to be doing the Leo readings in particular, considering I am Leo rising. I try and keep myself out of these readings, but, you know, unity, consciousness, we're all one, blah, blah, blah. So there are a couple of videos you might want to check out in the description box below, one of which is a preface to these timeless true love reads. It was fun doing it, just to kind of explain what the path of true love is, that this reading is about you. It's about you essentially becoming three things. One, to be loved, right? To be receptive to the love from the outside world, lower three chakras, right? To love, right? To actually put your love into this world and into yourself. And the third, because well, that second one would be heart, third eye crown chakra. And then that eighth chakra, to be the love that you truly are. True love in physical form, in a time when the world needs it most, and may true love conquer all. That's the mantra for these. Everything inside of you, outside of you, upside, downside, you get what I'm saying. So check out those links. There's even a link to a video I did, how to book me for a reading and what goes on in a reading. You might want to check that out. And if you just want to read my book, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, all that's down there. Cutting down the intro time every single time. So what are we doing today? We are doing a basic Celtic Cross, 2 different decks, which will give us 20 cards. 2 Caroline Myss Archetype decks, one for you, the Leo, and one for whoever is crossing your path. These need not be romantic sexual reads, though they can be. We see what hits the table, because it is a general read. You have to make it, you know, you have to feel out what that is for you. Let's see if that one pops out again. Then we'll get you a Whisper of Love Oracle messages from your own higher selves and the higher selves of all involved. Love the Whispers of Love Oracle, the party turner deck, as I like to call it, because all of a sudden, whoa, that's what you're dealing with. And then a Matt Kahn Healing Mantra card to kind of help you on the path of true love. Nothing like a mantra to keep you in alignment bit by bit as we go down the path. Other than that, both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath, if you will. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, and now you know everything you need to know for these readings. And I'm in a really good mood, so let's see what comes out in the cards, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. He's so cute. I can't wait to meet him face to face. Coffee date, okay. Ground mark. Yeah, and here we go, right? I didn't do all that yoga and breath work and Course in Miracles and prayer this morning to get distracted by a guy at my in my workplace. So I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the path of true love, and the higher selves of all involved. What are the 2 dominant archetypes in play here? One for the Leo collective and one for whoever is crossing their path in this timeless true love read. Let's get the Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the table. Remember, you guys know what these are before I do in some wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey way, because they're in the title. So that's the Leo. It may flip-flop, right? Only you can know that, particularly with cross-watchers. That do happen. So who is crossing their path? The dominant 8th chakra archetype. For whoever is crossing their path, friend, foe, lover, family member on the path of true love. Well, I'd say you're pretty brave. And this speaks of a very interesting evening for me, at least. You represent as the angel archetype, divine family of archetypes, and the Addict crosses your path. Welcome to the modern world, people. Everybody's got addictions. We'll talk about that when we get there. This is a wild card family archetype, because let's be clear, though everybody has their own addictions, control freakishisms, whatever you want to call it, they're not all physical. We'll talk about that, like I said, when we get there. But you never know what to expect. You just never know what to expect wild card, definitely wild card. Let's talk about your dominant archetype. This is in the 8th chakra. It affects every other chakra in your energy system. It's sort of like the theme of what you are learning on the path of true love. The shadow and the light. This is the part you don't want to look at within yourself, or that you do, or if you do know about it, you don't want anybody else to know about it. You keep it in the shadow. This is the light you're shooting for. This is what the hero's journey is all about. The shadow attribute, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Well, I gotta say, my middle name's Angelo. I am the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, and I'm going to do a video explaining exactly what I mean by that, at least for now. So I don't falsely claim to be in touch with angelic guidance. When you say, all right, send me the next guy that you want, and then they send you somebody in the pic that they have of their back. It was on Scruff. I'll leave that there. Angel wings. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll meet you for coffee, right? But the light attribute is just everything here. Helping those in need with no expectation of return, right? And that's not being a doormat if you get what an angel is. And I will talk about this when I do that, why I call myself the Archangel of Lyons, because the word angel means messenger of light, or shining messenger, or messenger of truth. So you're being sent, right? You're being sent on angelic mission in some way, shape, or form. So be authentic, I would say, would be a good place to start. I mean, this guy must know I'm a witch. I mean, we've got pentacles in the background, my picture, and my pentacle earrings, and it actually says #witch right in my profile. So, yeah, you know, I get it. Be authentic, be real, be true. And if they can't handle it, they can't handle it. But when you're dealing with an addict, as I said, you never know what's going to happen. Now, here's the thing. The shadow attribute compromises integrity and honesty. That's how you know an addict is talking. Their lips are moving. How they're lying, their lips are moving. Allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit, right? So your soul, your spirit, the truth of who you are, right? Your energy field, whatever is saying, this is not who we are. If we're going to keep doing this, we are going to pay a price. However, like I said, everybody has their addictions. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So maybe this is a lifelong addict. Maybe this is somebody who's just going through something right now. This is the lesson that they're learning. Codependence is a form of addiction. Yeah. And if you have not watched my videos before, there's a really great healing mantra that even if it doesn't come up, I'm going to tell you now. Healing mantra deck, Unraveling Codependence. Who just got that one? Gemini just got that one yesterday. Only I have to feel good about my choices, but what does it take to feel truly, honestly, and authentically good about your choices, which brings you, whoever this is, crossing your path, helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior in yourself, obviously, but as well as somebody else. Now, I was raised by teachers and lawyers, and though they did not have a lot of external addictions, boy, when they were proven wrong. Ooh, the addiction to being right. Ooh, right? They went through withdrawal, right? Totally went through withdrawal, depression, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I mean, not on little things, but maybe on the big things. So people certainly have control issues that can be way beyond just what's going on in the physical world. So be aware of that, 8th chakra. And an angel and an addict, aside from the amazing assonance, that was stupid. It's like alliteration, but with vowels. This feels like a very powerful path of true love read. A divine and a wild card family. Let's do some tarot. Daughters of the Moon will take us down to the next 4 chakras, right? Got the angel and the addict up here. Spiritual power, mental power, willpower, choices, big with addiction, right? What do you do? What do you don't? The deadly sin of gluttony, right? Yeah, that's gluttony. Yeah, this is greed. 2nd chakra is the other addiction chakra. It's in my book, Words of Grace. And then the heart chakra. We're going to lay out these 10 cards, basic Celtic Cross, to look at the interior psychological dynamic. We'll turn them over one at a time, though, once they're all on the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, these are chakra reads. I do a lot of chakra reads for clients when they are in troubled relationships, right? Just to look at the energy dynamic with them, and then to the extent they let me see what's going on in their other person. And I do all 8 chakras, right? Even sort of divine mission part stuff. So I call upon my goddesses of fire and the sign of Leo, that lovely 5th house leonine pleasure, creativity, good fortune stuff. Please, 10 cards in clarity, Celtic Cross, for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs who are watching this video and receiving this reading. They represent as the angel, though we said it could flip-flop, and who doesn't have their addictions, right? What's going on here? In Heart, Third Eye, Crown, just leave that card in my hand. That feels like two. It was just one card for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. They're being very picky, but there we have it. How about this addict archetype crossing their path? It doesn't mean the person's an addict. It means they are dealing with the evolution of that soul power. Just like to say you're an angel. I mean, we all are. The higher self and all that is the angelic part of us. Higher up, I guess. So what's going on with that addict? At least how their energy feels horizontally, right? Like, what's going on there? What's going on there? A little sneaky peek. But that which we need to know here on the path of true love for the Leos. Nope. And it's not that humid, so they're being very, very picky with getting the right card in my hand. So please, my goddesses, leave the card in my hand. Heart, Third Eye, Crown for this addict crossing the path for this Leo. Come on. Nope. Nope. Leave that in my hand. We'll go with that one. You gotta take it as you feel it. What's going on at the core here? What neither one of them are probably aware of, unless they're very in tune, right? The foundation, the interior stuff, possibly in the subconscious on the path of true love for this Leo. Yeah, they said this one would come out easy, and it didn't. Come on. I get it. I get it. There's stuff here that maybe they're not supposed to know completely, but what is the foundation of this reading? Please leave the card in my hand. Otherwise, I'm going to start shuffling your rough, and the cards are going to fly out like every other reader does. And I don't want to damage my cards that way. I love my Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Please, what is at the core of this? Wow. Okay, there's only so many cards in the deck. Please leave the one. What's at the core of this one? Thank you very much. And that one's going back in. I don't do flippers unless I'm told. Take that. Take that. What's going on behind them? Where are they coming from? What's in there behind on the path of true love? Here we go. What's in the crown, right? What's crowning this situation? Hovering. Maybe it'll incarnate, maybe it won't, depending on the free will of all involved here. What is before them on the path, right? Just down the road, should that crown card incarnate? What would come of that on the path of true love for my lovely Leos? I will certainly riffle shuffle again. You know, what's before them on the path? Oh, there we go. Make a little more room. We've got the cross. Let's get the staff. What is the lesson? Position 7 that the gods and the archangels and all of that wants them to learn. How do they look, feel, kind of vibe from the horizontal plane outside looking in? How the world kind of feels their internal heart, third eye, crown dynamic, please. I can wait. Sometimes there's nothing to do but wait. And in their 8th position, hopes and fears, their destiny hewn from fate. If they do the alchemy, what is really the alchemy being done here? The hero's journey aspect of the path of true love, at least on the inside. And the outcome, the most probable outcome in the timeline of this lifetime for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this read. So we know that there were a couple of cards here that were a little indecisive and dicey, which also says there could have been more than one probable thing here. So I really feel like it was that addict and that core. So let's see, even the angel one I think took a little while. So you've got the angel with the learner, good old 8 of Pentacles. Good. Right? So you are in a learning place here on the path of true love. Just remember that there is a learning curve. Here we have a crone teaching a maiden how to weave a blanket. I don't know if it's Navajo or what tribe, but it's definitely got that indigenous, Native American, original, people in the United States before it was the United States vibe. And there's even a woven blanket in the background proving her work, right? Proving her creativity. So that could be you really, really taking the path, heart, third eye crown, in terms of pentacles, the wisdom that you have learned, taking with you. It is an 8, but continuing to learn more, right? So your authenticity, you don't have to be a know-it-all, but you could say, yeah, I've been walking this path for a while, and every day I'm learning. Particularly if you identify as a witch, I'll tell you, I've been saying this for decades to my students. Once you say, oh, I'm done learning, you're dead in the water as a witch, right? Never stop learning. There's something to learn every single day, said the teacher archetype. Well, this addict has the moon. They're a little occluded, they're a little foggy, perhaps a little smoky, depending on what their addictions may be on the inside. However, I can't ignore the lunar attraction here, right? There is a gravitational pull. What does the moon do? It has this gravitational effect on our planet, thank God, keeping us in the proper orbit, all that, but pulling on the tides. This person could absolutely be medicating more painful emotions, self-medicating, keeping themselves cloudy. But remember, that's not always drugs and alcohol. All right? Workaholism, working out too much. Well, what about a food addiction? Right? I mean, I'll say I'm addicted to caffeine, but, it's just going to get me through the day. I'm certainly not drinking it at night, right? So we all have those, but with the moon, our first major arcana card here, there are some secrets there, and I wonder if there are secrets they're keeping from themselves as well. So, seems like a real lesson for the angel archetype Leo here. What's at the core here? And the Virgo card. I get why this one took a little while to come out and why that moon card took a little while to come out. Now I am a Virgo. Leo, rising, Pisces, moon, Venus and Libra. Great. Mark, who cares? I do. 6th house dynamic, whether or not either one of you are a Virgo, does not matter. 6th house, heart, third eye crown is about occupation and health. Because what you are occupied with affects your health, right? And your health certainly affects your occupation. So that 6th house dynamic, we talk about Virgo forever. It is ruled by the intestine, so it is filtering out, getting rid of that which does not serve and absorbing what does to serve the whole. Hence, service is probably at a premium, that there is a service here that you may not be aware of, and I do feel like it's mutual. Just going to say that. I feel like you really have something to serve here for each other, but it's going to be about how you occupy your time, what occupies your mind, what occupies your heart, what occupies your spirit, in order for you to help without needing anything in return here as the angel, and for them to confront the addictive behavior in their lives, even if it's not wholly within them. It could be about things that they grew up with, particularly codependence. We tend to learn that, if not from our family, then from the societies and the cultures in which we were brought up in. Don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, particularly if mommy or daddy was a little abusive, right? To like, don't rock the boat. And what do you do with that emotion? Right? You got to lock that down. You have to medicate it until you're ready to heal it. Get ready, Leos. What's behind you? Ace of Pentacles, a solid offer has come in, or at least you're feeling that. There's a sense of new beginning here. Remember, this is heart, third eye crown. And to go from the Ace to the 8 in such a short leap. I mean, the timeline, you'll know the timeline. But this is certainly knowing your own potential, your own worth. Yeah, I may not have everything I want, but I have everything I need inside of me. This is a solid thing. I always say it's the acorn. Within the acorn is the potential of an oak tree. Think about that, right? One acorn. And I have oak trees all over the place where I live. So those squirrels are happy, very, very happy with their nuts and their acorns every day. But you can crack one under your heel, or you can plant it, right? Which does take time, which does take service, which does take nurturing. So we've got 3 earth cards on the table out of 4. The other one, of course, being a major arcana. I would say you know your worth and you know how to heal just the occupation part. Occupation is not all about what you do for a living. It is what occupies your time. And my guides always say this. They say, yeah, crackheads are occupied with crack, right? And how's that doing for their health? Maybe fitting with that addict archetype. What's crowning this puppy? The Leo card. Chantico, Mother of Flames. That would be the Queen of Wands in the traditional tarot. Our second court card. So you've got Leo crowning and Virgo at the core. I'm getting the vibe here that this fixed fire thing, yeah, there's passion. Because how can it be a person if it's hard third eye crown? Unless both of you kind of share this Leo 5th house creative dynamic. Now I'm going to say, I'm on a first date tonight. I have my rules about that. I am a Virgo. I only go so far on the first date. But there could be a lot of passion, a lot of fun. 5th house stuff is great, right? It's like basking in the sun. Yeah, and sports. Leave that to the side, right? Pleasure, creativity, and certainly sexuality. I don't know. An angel and an addict with that Leo. Now that's the thing, if it's authentic pleasure, healthy pleasure, right? Why not? It's not necessarily medicating something there, but that kind of energy, particularly Leo, will boil to the surface whatever patterns need to come, which is what the Path of True Love is really about. You might want to watch that preface video I did. What's before you? Now don't freak. It's the Tower card. Kali the Awakener, where is she? Because why be a professional witch on YouTube without the Kali finger puppet? Everyone's terrified of Kali. She's ruthless compassion. She's Kuan Yin. She pops on the Kali mask when you're not paying attention, right? You did not hear me. I love you. Of course, there is a lightning bolt here. I'm going to go ahead and say that a truth comes in here that changes the game for you. Again, dealing with an addict, that could play itself out in so many different ways, right? Maybe they are fronting. Maybe they are pretending. Maybe they are so deluded about who they are unaware. And this lightning bolt comes in. Now, I also will say, Kali is one of the tantric goddesses, and this can be a stroke of enlightenment. Bam! Right? Really kind of taking down blocks in an instant so that something can be rebuilt, and always followed by the card of the star in the major arcana. The vibe that I'm getting off of this, though, this could kind of sort of be a love at first sight situation too, where you are struck by true love. But remember, I don't talk about this often, you can be struck by true love and the other might not, because you are becoming the love. And if you can really go into this, right, helping those in need with no expectation of return, you know, lock up your valuables, because I am a Virgo, I'm going to say that. But certainly with Kali, the moon, followed by Kali, even though the moon is for who's crossing your path, it feels like shit's going to be revealed rather quickly, particularly about how I would think you think, choose, feel, and all of that stuff about this situation, this person, and this path of true love. What's your lesson? The Lovers. Yeah, this is about making a wise, loving, empowered decision, not just a choice. You are being taught how to make this decision. Don't worry, we got Mythic Tarot. We're going to see what this looks like. Root, sacrum, solar plexus, the outside part of it. From the outside looking in, though, your good old-fashioned nine of blades, 9 of swords. Criticism in this deck, you're paying attention. Not just focus. Now that is certainly a mental card. Third eye, this is heart, third eye crown. So if you are clairvoyant, if you catch things, if you have archetypal vision, which is not necessarily an intuitive skill, it's being able to see, at least mentally, understand what archetypes, what stories are going on in the room, in yourself and another, and an entire situation. And yes, might there be some sleepless nights as a result of that process? Absolutely. I find the divine wants me to go that level of things when everybody else is asleep, usually around 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. You don't know how many times I look up and see 3:33 a.m. or 3:53 a.m., which is the time I was born. All right, I can't be screwing up if you're giving me signs that I'm where I'm supposed to be. So your vibe here, I wouldn't necessarily call it defensive, but critical. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that's how you're presenting physically, but that's sort of your internal energy here, and I do not blame you. Think critical care, critical writing, critical math, right? Critical care unit, they're not just checking your temperature, right? They're checking every little fluctuation microscopically. However, because this Virgo card is here as well, we are known for self-criticism. So, this is what I'm hearing. If you are kind of doing the law of attraction stuff, just remember that everything we manifest into this world is according to divine plan and divine timing. We play a role in it, but it's relatively small compared to what the universe is going through to make things happen. So if this does not give you exactly what you want, don't beat yourself up too much. Like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? You're an angel. Expect nothing in return. First of all, you can't possibly be disappointed. But you will learn. Course in Miracles says we can learn through joy or suffering, but we will learn one way or the other. What's your destiny here? Oh, 10 of Cups. Oh, 10 of Cups. Oh, looking for a fan because it's hot in here now. Inanna's House of Heaven. Next to the Tower card. For your destiny. Oh, feel it. Your heart may open. Full on, right? You know your worth. You may know this person may not be ready to do what needs to be done to be in a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, even hookup, right? Even a date. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But as far as you're concerned, 10 of Cups is the true love card for me in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. It just is. Your heart opens up. You be the love. I know it's horrible grammar. Whether or not they can love you, you can love them. And there is massive change within you as a result of that. Again, can you deliver a message of love in a healthy way? Leo, let your light shine at full capacity. Regardless of what this person does, you might short circuit the addict, you might blow up the tick, so to speak. Spoon! Just fry the vampires with your internal light. Yeah, and all of these readings so far have ended with a womp womp. 4 of Cups. Now the card says sorrow on it, but I'll be honest with you. That can very much be meh. Now I will say the 6th card and the 10th card are the ones we have some wiggle room with, right? Depending on what we do with that 5th position, that Leo card. If you're really authentic, though, you may not get what you want on this. You might feel a little meh. It is the 4 of Cups, right? 3 cups spilt, 1 cup standing. But you retain something in yourself here, which is certainly about this 10 of Cups on the inner. This might, right, even like people who cross your path, reason, season, or lifetime, and even someone in your life for 10 years out of, let's say, 50 years, that's a season. That's not a lifetime. So, we've got our internal dynamic going on. Let's look at our external, root, sacrum, solar plexus dynamic, mythic tarot. Let's get some Greeks on the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, as I call upon my gods of fire and the sign of Leo, Apollo, and Aries, please, 1 card each to clarify this Celtic Cross for the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the Angel Archetype and the Addict Archetype. We'll call these out one at a time instead of just putting them all face down. So we've got the Leo here with the Angel Archetype in the 8th, the Learner, 8th Pentacles on the inner. What does that look like? From the outside looking in, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. So chances are you have been overthinking, and honestly, you have learned so much intellectually, so much data you have gathered about the path of true love that you may not be wholly aware of. But if you can get that I'm learning it, in other words, all of the thoughts, the healing, the mental stuff, is solidifying inside of you in terms of wisdom. Now, with that 10 of Swords, certainly people can call it the backstabby card. Thank you, Pamela Coleman-Smith. But it does mean the end of a mental cycle. It can be that you have learned everything that you needed to learn up to this point. Remember, you've got this Ace of Pentacles inside of you. There is self-worth inside of you. And just because you don't know everything that's going to happen doesn't mean that you don't have enough thoughts to put together the pieces and hopefully see clearly, like you might find out this person's an addict and like, I'm out, which is a valid response. But with that angel archetype, you're supposed to help them. Again, this need not necessarily be romantic sexual. We'll keep going. That Ten of Swords, this might be something that you've done already. Be like, I don't know if I want to fucking do this again. But I'm willing to learn, right? If there's something else I have to do here, let me do it. Because with that Ten of Cups and Kali and the Lovers, it's all in your hands. It's going to all be your decision anyway. So my gods, what is this addict crossing their path? Person with the addict archetype with the moon, Yemaya inside of them, which can be a very strong emotional, gravitational tidal pull here. What's going on there? Three of Cups. I'm not getting third-party situation here at all. I'm getting that perhaps they want to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Sorry, I'm Generation X, not sorry. And that I bet when the two of you meet, if this is romantic sexual, which I am going to say at this point, it is leaning heavily in that direction, that there might really be an emotional connection here. Now, whether it's twin flame or soulmate, there are links in the description box redefining those terms for what all that means, not going into it right now. But certainly, Three of Cups on the outer here, there is a bond here. There is an emotional bond, a soul contract, I'll go that far. The type of and the nature of the soul contract, I'm not saying. But we do have a healing card at the core here. I think you're here either to teach each other how to heal yourselves, twin flame, or helping each other heal holographically and maybe even physically here, soulmate. What does this look like that they can't see, right? What the healing issues, the occupation, that Virgo service going on here for both of them. Three of Wands? Three of Wands, to be patient, to be loyal to yourselves and your honor code first. Here's the loyalty structure. The divine first, then you, then friends and family, then work. That's how I start my day. Prayer, meditation, breathwork, whatever it takes to then take care of me, brush my teeth, have my coffee, get in the shower, right? Get myself moving, get myself both feet on the floor, right? Stable and strong. Then I check in social media. I don't call my mom until later in the night. She's got a busy day. So, I check in with people later, my friends and family, and then I get down to work, right? So by the time you see me, you guys are last on the totem pole, but every single loyalty check-off that I do, Anton Chekhov, watch out for that cherry orchard with those three sisters in it, certainly that gets me ready to give you the very best that I've got. Baker reference. This Ace of Pentacles in the past here, Nukwa, that solid, healthy seed potential inside of you, where you're coming from with this. We have got the Two of Wands here. This is my indecision card in terms of the hero. This is Jason and the Argonauts standing outside of the cave of Chiron, who will give him the mission from Zeus to retrieve the golden fleece. And he's like, well, I could take the journey, the road less traveled, the hero's journey, see what the fuck's gonna happen, or I can just keep moseying along. Well, it feels like that does not necessarily resolve itself here for where you are, except there is certainly a lot of internal assessing of wisdom and a bit maybe not of overthinking, although we do have the Nine of Blades here from the outside looking in. I would say that's your critical overthinking. And with that Virgo card inside, you want to be precise, not cruel with yourself or anyone else here. But certainly this might say, okay, I see the picture here at least mentally. I don't know if you're going to go for this. I don't. I think that is going to be, we've got a decision here, at least a crossroads, that Two of Wands, maybe even whether you wanted to get involved with anyone or not, and now this person crosses your path, and you do have the Lovers here in your lesson, so how to make the most loving, wise, empowered decision for all concerned. This may be something brand new for you, but I feel like with that Ten of Swords covering you, you've got the deets, right? You've got the data. It's just maybe processing it, right? This Leo card at the crown, definitely for a Leo reading when they present, that is about them being authentic, right? But being fun, Leo, fifth house, creativity, their art, however they art. their pleasure, their radiance, letting their light shine at full capacity. What's that look like on the outer, please? King of Cups, maybe a bit emotionally reserved from the outside looking in, which would make sense. You are going to have feelings for this person. Done. But you may not wear them on your sleeve. I was raised by a Cancerian mother. I had to find out from her friends oftentimes that she was proud of me, or I finally said, Mom, do I have to find out through the grapevine that you're proud of me? She's like, I know, we're not like that in this family. I'm like, well, try, right? So I know what it's like. You never know what's going on with the Cancer. Moody as fuck. And you might be. You might be going back and forth between, I really like this guy, but I really like this person, but, right? They don't need to know that, particularly if you're just meeting. Because honestly, I would say you either know who this person is. I'm not necessarily getting this as a comeback, though. A comeback around. I feel like this is really about you saying, do I want to invest again in anyone, considering what I have learned, and I'm still learning. So get that this person, they don't send you addicts unless they're completely alchemized. Who's that, right? They don't send you stuff like this unless you are ready to really learn and walk the path as the hero that you are. So they got this Tower card coming up, Kali the Awakener. I will destroy your fears and awaken you. I will awaken you from the illusions that bind, break those chains that bind all at once. What does this look like on the outer? Please, for my brother, sister Leos, the sun, the truth, the sun, the Leo card. Oh yeah, the truth. The sunlight's going to shine. The vampires are going to burn or flee. Or there is real healing that's going to take place here, and it's going to happen fast. You might be the vessel of that healing, that lightning bolt coming through you and just blasting them with your Leo light, calm, cool, and collected, right? Delivering the message like an archangel. There's a difference between an angel and an archangel, and it's not just about the 9 choirs. I'll talk about that someday again soon. But absolutely, the happiness. Apollo. Don't screw with Apollo. He's one of the gods of Leo, wearing his totem on my middle finger here. Absolutely, he's a god of truth and integrity. The light is truth. So what's lightning? Truthening. And then what's sunlight? Sun truth. Sunproof? SPF? Yeah. This is an intense read, but Path of True Love reads, they're rarely blah. Although we end with a little blah there with the 4 of Cups. But remember, there's just one chapter of the story, because the lesson the gods are trying to teach you, the gods and the archangel and all of them. The Lover's card, Aphrodite, sweet and flighty, swimming around in her see-through nightie. What's going on there? What does their lesson look like on the outside? 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. A certain holding on here, and that's just fine. And I think that goes rather well with the King of Cups crowning here. You can have your clear boundaries. You can protect your heart from someone that you are aware might have addictive tendencies, but don't forget your own. We all have them. Right? And again, they're not all you can be addicted to an emotion. If people understood the biochemistry of our actual emotions, you can see how someone could get addicted, chemically addicted within themselves. Everything, let's do the Abraham Hicks emotional guidance scale, from depression all the way to joy, bliss, and ecstasy, and everything in between, right? So check out What the Bleep Do We Know? Great movie. Docudrama, Marlene Matlin, she's amazing in it, and the polka wedding scene. And if you know what I'm talking about the Polish wedding where they're dancing the polka, you'll know what I'm talking about, right? So this 4 of Pentacles, your lesson really is you can have your boundaries on this. You can still angel the crap out of this and make the most loving, wise, empowered decision, but not just for you, for this other person as well. And doing that without a codependent thread in it is not the easiest thing, but otherwise it wouldn't be much of a lesson. Particularly if you're going to be completely authentic, if you're afraid of what they'll think or what they'll do, if you let your light and your truth shine at full capacity. Good, burn them. If they can be burnt, let them be burnt. All right, this 9 of Blades, from the outside, vibe it in. Like if you were to walk up to yourself in this on the path of true love, you'd be like, ooh, you are serious, you are focused on the details. I feel like that's really a Virgo thing that you got going on there. You need to be aware of that, right? And that loyalty to yourself. Yeah, there's a waiting process here, but you are watching like a hawk. Circe, you are watching like a hawk. What does this look like in the outside, please? Yeah, High Priestess. You are not letting on, right? So you're being authentic in the truth of who you are, but in terms of your emotion, Leo on the inside, Cancerian on the outside. A nice baked crab, right? All this heat and passion on the inside, this creativity, this really fun, but you're like, no, it's okay. We can go slow. Crabs don't walk straight ahead. They tack from side. They do that, right? So with the High Priestess, yeah, you're absolutely serving a function in the divine plan. Everyone is, known or unknown. But this is you really on the inside paying attention and looking for not the evidence of their guilt necessarily, but for itty bitty teeny tiny little red flags, right? And not letting on about what you know, and maybe really listening to your, and I would say lower 3 chakra intuition, which there's a whole science there. Root chakra is tribal, right? That's the physical world. That's when you walk into a place and you're like, ooh, I feel good here. You pay attention to that. Second chakra, when something goes, walk away. But if something goes, doesn't mean you're going to marry him. Just means there is work here to be done. There is an attraction rather than a repulsion. Solar plexus, you get it in the solar plexus, particularly Leos. That's saying, are you being challenged with your integrity and your honesty? Is your honor code about to be violated? Pay attention to that. Okay, the destiny on the inner, 10 of Cups. Ecstasy, Inanna's house of heaven. Now, there's no Inanna without the journey into the underworld. And maybe you've been in the underworld. Maybe you've been doing some shadow work here. Check out the shadow effect. Debbie Ford, same thing like What the Bleep Do We Know, just different producers. A whole docudrama thing, drama-mentary, whatever, docudrama on shadow work. So my gods, what's going on here? Inanna's house of heaven, 10 of Cups on the inner. What's on the outer for their destiny here? 4 of Swords. Woo, up in your head, but going within. Not necessarily walking away, but giving lots of space for you to meditate, to go within, to rest. Because I will say there is a lot of fire in this. Right, let's see, we got 3, well, let me just check. Earth, 1, 2, 2 Earth cards. Let's see, we've got fire, we've got 1, 2, oh wait, no, we do have 3 there, 3, 4. Yeah, so we've got more fire here. We've got a lot of major arcana on the table. Now, you got some serious stability here. Maybe I'll do an element breakdown. Sometimes that's helpful at the bottom. But the reason why I'm even looking at that is because with that 4 of Swords on the outer, there may be some rest time. Now, usually that is done solitary. This might very well be you meditating and connecting with that 10 of Cups inside of you, right? Not just being loved from this person. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Maybe they can, maybe they can't right now. But for you to be loved, to you be loving to yourself is certainly on the table here. But then that going in, the 4 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and how your destiny is achieved at this stage in the game, that is about being love, being the divine love that you truly are. So with that 4 of Cups, and I don't get sorrow off this as much as I get meh, oh well, oh well on the inner. What does this look like on the outer? Please, on the path of true love. Yeah, 8 of Cups. You're like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. All of these readings so far have ended with this sort of womp womp energy. 4s and 5s, but now you've got the 8 of Cups, Psyche going into the underworld to pick up her mother-in-law to get her some underworld beauty cream from the goddess Persephone. This is something that most likely you are going to lose interest in, PDQ. And that is something that you move on from. Now, is this a descent into the underworld to do more healing? Well, I would say that will give you the opportunity to achieve the destiny that you need for you right now. That Four of Swords on the outer, connecting you to the love that you are, as well as to give yourself the love that only you can give you, right? You go into the Eight of Pentacles to go into yourself, to find that ninth cup, right? The Eight of Cups leads into the Nine of Cups, that internal wish fulfillment, that internal compassion for yourself, right? Although I really feel like the light that is shed on this, with that Tower on the inner and the Sun on the outer and what lays before you, totally worth it from a Path of True Love perspective. But I feel like this one's going to be a little bit of an emotional disappointment. And that is as it needs to be. Now, I will say, the 6th position and the 10th position, we can have some wiggle room with those depending on what we do in the 5th, and particularly what we do in the 9th position there, right? Like, what do we do to achieve our destiny? These things are mutable somewhat in the quantum plan, and they're minor arcana. This could be temporary. This could be a pulling back, right? Because both the Four of Swords and the Eight of Cups on the outer says a pulling back here, possibly for healing and possibly for both of you. So, with 22 cards on the table, let's get our last two down. We're going to do Whispers of Love Oracle here, the voices of the higher selves of all involved, and then we'll get that healing mantra for you. Please breathe. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved in this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Path of True Love, timeless read here. Whatever scenarios are going out here, going out into the world, going on within them in this contract. Again, certain things point to a romantic sexual thing here. This could also be an addict in their family, a friend. I mean, screaming romantic sexual here, but I know with that Sun card on the outer and Kali, the Awakener, on the inner, we're definitely looking at some authenticity that breaks away some toxicity here in some way, shape, or form. So please, what is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, or insight most needed for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign at this point on the path of true love? I'll take this one. Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. And I think this might be sort of a litmus test for the Leos to see if you really have learned your worth, right? And that you are willing to learn that, to appreciate this moment, appreciate this situation, this chapter that you're in, because there is great value for it. Now, being authentic with that can be tricky. You don't have to affirm it 10 million times a day, but you can certainly say, okay, I'm the learner. And what am I learning? How to keep my boundaries, Four of Pentacles, right? Protect my heart while making the most loving, wise decision that I can. And it looks like that is going to blow some shit up within me and possibly in this other person, leading to a pulling back. Temporary or permanent, don't know. So how do I appreciate this? Sometimes you only appreciate it when it's in the rearview mirror, right? That self-reflection, that looking back over it and going, oh, that couldn't have happened any other way. Woo! Was I guided? Did I follow? See, we're all guided. We are all guided, and a lot of time that's another thing that people use addictions for, to mute their guidance. And something Carolyn May said, I've never forgotten it. She said a lot I've never forgotten. She said misery is a form of intuition. All right, if you are miserable, and I'm not getting misery up there, that outcome card, but certainly people are like, oh no, have to stick to it, have to, nose to the grindstone, even in relationships, right? Last card down, I'll do the bookie book on this, the healing mantra deck. Please breathe. Here we go. Because remember, all demons are angels that have forgotten who they are, right? So here we go. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the Path of True Love, please, one card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Leo collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading. The mantra that will help them through this, that will help them heal themselves and maybe holographically help the other person here, maybe not, but they definitely have a message to deliver. If they can deliver it, if they can do this with no expectation of return, because I feel like with that Eight of Cups covering the Four of Cups, that they're not going to get what they want on this, but they're certainly going to get what they need in terms of their own path of true love, hero's journey here. So what is the perfect healing mantra for my Leos in all of this? Anchoring the light. The light is always within me. Light is truth. You've got the sun and the tower being struck by lightning. The light is always within you. Oh my God. Oh, wow. All right, let me read this for you. The light is always within me. This is certainly about feeling safe, right? When the light is all, because it's true of everybody. It's true of the addict as well. The person with the addict archetype is really the healthier way of saying that. Anchoring the light. The light is always within me. When you anchor the light, you are accepting the infinite life force of the universe as your guardian, navigator, and companion, right? The light is within you. The truth is within you. I just feel like you're going to let it out. You are going to let it out in this situation, and the other person may run, right? And you might be like, meh, too bad. Your loss. As you anchor the light, you are no longer a person trying to find the deeper meaning of connection. Instead, you know yourself to be a living expression of connection, simply appearing in human form. You angel, you, right? That angel archetype. This mantra is ideal for overcoming fear. If you know the person's an addict, yeah, hide your shit. Right? Keep your boundaries, protect your stuff, right? Meet in very, very safe, well-boundaried situations. Reducing cravings, that's an interesting thing, because if the light is always within you, what do you need? Well, food, clothing, shelter, oxygen, water, right? And making important life decisions. You do not have to rush into this. In fact, with that Virgo card, at the core here, it might be, let's wait. Let's just wait and see how this plays itself out. Because I feel like, yeah, there is going to be a walk away here, but you're walking away with less lead in your system than gold than before this happened. The alchemy is worth it, but the light is always within me. The light is always within me. The light is always within me. The light is always within me, right? Chant it, right? Get it. But it's really, mantras are about going beyond the words into the experience of the words but point. Let me put it together for you in a blessing. Please take a nice deep breath. Torch Ariel in my hand, please. As I call upon my collective pantheons of the divine, please, may the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love whenever they may be watching this, that they may help those in need with no expectation of return, particularly if they're dealing with someone, helping them recognize and confront addictive behavior within themselves or however that plays out. That the Leo gets that they are learning as well, and that they have an awful lot of data to process in the outside world thinking about this. Maybe they have dealt with betrayal before, if they want to go with that strict Ten of Swords literal stabbing in the back, but certainly they have learned a lot. I feel like they are still processing that and probably ready to deliver a message to someone who might be very, very cloudy on the inside with lots of secrets that may submerge pain, is what I'm getting from this. But with this Three of Cups, it may not be a long time, but it might be a good time, right? That Three of Cups, there's definitely a soul contract in place right here, but twin flame or soulmate, watch the videos. May they watch the videos below and that Matt Kahn video redefining soul contracts, so that they can get that this could go either way, but it's already written, because inside there is healing and occupation. They could be occupied with their own healing. And if both of them aren't, well, the path of true love is going to certainly sort that out. But with this Three of Wands, there is a loyalty test here. What are you ultimately loyal to? What are they ultimately loyal to, right? What's their honor code saying? Three of Wands, solar plexus dynamic there, because they are coming from a place of mass potential, right? That Ace of Pentacles on the inner, that worth, that healthy acorn, that healthy seed. And they have been indecisive. They have been at a crossroads. And then here along comes this Addict archetype, right? So what's hovering for them is to be authentic on the inside, but perhaps a little emotionally calm, cool, and collected on the outside. There is a lot of water here. To not get completely drowned in the emotional aspect of what might be going on a 3 when the 10 of Cups is theirs on the inner and their destiny anyway. Don't drown on 3, float in 10. And certainly with Kali, the Awakener, the Tower on the inner, with Apollo, the Sun card, that things are brought out into light. And this might change very, very abruptly inside, while this sunshine, this clarity, this healing, the happiest card in the deck presents itself. This might even be an abrupt healing of this contract, and then it might very well be over, because sometimes at a reason, season, or a lifetime, there is this lover's decision that they have to make within themselves. Again, regardless if this is romantic, sexual, or not, they are learning how to make wise, loving, empowered choices for their well-being and for the well-being of all, and they are certainly allowed to hold on to what is valuable to them. And certainly guard their heart if they really, really get that, oh, this person might be codependent, or oh, this person might be lying, oh, this person might be an addict, and this or that, or this or that, or this or that. Particularly if they've had a dance with them before, and I know for some of you, you have done this with this person before. So from the outside looking in, may they be that high priestess. May they be silent in terms of what they know and what they feel, keeping that to themselves while they really look at this on a deeper level. Not so much being critical of themselves or the other person, but understanding that deep at the center of this, there are tiny little pieces, little grits of sand inside of them that still irritate, that they have to go and addressed if they have done this before with this person or someone else. And it's all about them being what? What is a high priest or high priestess? A channel of the divine, a channel of light between the two pillars, being the middle pillar. Thank you very much, the Kabbalistic studies of my past, because their fate and their destiny ultimately is achieved on the hero's journey of the path of true love by going within, taking a break, pulling back, 4 of Swords, to connect with that 10 of Cups, that true love within them. So this is truly a true love read, but so far within the Leo, which does lead to the probable outcome of really walking away from this and deeper into the self. The 9 going into that 10, right? The 8 walking away into going in, finding the 9, and that completion of the 10 within them, because inside of them there is something lacking here. There is what started off as a 3 certainly moves to a 4. The next would be the 5. Maybe they're out of this before the 5 comes, but either way, the thing here is to appreciate this moment, that they appreciate this moment, that each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love within themselves, and maybe that love does turn things around because they are anchoring the light, really understanding that the light is always within them, the truth is always within them, as it is within everyone, and rather for seeking the connection on the outside, to understand that connection of all souls, that we are all one on the inner, and that we are all true love. But it can certainly be obscured by the conditioning of our childhood, the conditions in the world, until we really awaken to who we are. So may they awaken with great light, truth, and authenticity, joy and happiness for their well-being, and certainly for the well-being of all, with harm to none. May true love conquer all, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. And true love is going to conquer all here, at least within you, particularly with that destiny position there, and what's before you on the path. Might not be fun for them, but I have a feeling it's going to put you in touch with that love that only you can give you, and that is always waiting for you there to feel loved, to be loving, and to be loved. So, you want to book me for a reading, watch the video in the description box. It'll explain not just how to book a reading with me, but what goes on in my usual process. Before, during, and after. And certainly if you like the reading, like it. You want more, subscribe. You want to have more fun with me, check out our Angelo Lyons Mal for Short Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, it is private, no one can see you're in it. It's a really neat group of people there. And otherwise, very, very happy to be reading for you. Feels like you're going to walk away from this fine, but in the meantime, don't forget the mantra and to appreciate this moment, because there's a lot for you to learn here as an angel archetype. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love, my beloved Leonines. Hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.